Hi, my name is Diego Bermejo and I'm a rising senior at San Ignatius College Prep in San Francisco, California, and this is the second milestone of my project, The Third Eye for the Visually Impaired. So now that in my first milestone, I got the buzzer and vibrating motor to operate in conjunction with the distances recorded by the ultrasonic sensor, I wanted to create a smartphone app that will allow the user to toggle between the buzzer and vibrating motor from their phones. Using MIT App Inventor, I created an app with a user-friendly interface that features 3 buttons. The first button at the top of the screen connects to a Bluetooth device and will display either not connected or connected based on if connection to a Bluetooth device was successful. When the button is clicked, a list of available Bluetooth devices will show up. Now, if the app is unable to connect to a nearby Bluetooth device, the user will get an error message and be prompted to try again. Otherwise, if connection is successful, the app will bring you back to this screen. Now that I'm connected, I can toggle the buzzer and vibrating motor on or off on the module here. So if I turn the buzzer on, and I can turn it off, and likewise I can turn the vibrator on. As you can see it vibrating there. And similarly, I can switch it off. My code for this app can be broken up into 3 main elements, each made up of several blocks of code within the MIT App Inventor. The first element deals with Bluetooth connection and directly corresponds to the first button on the smartphone screen. It searches for compatible Bluetooth devices and allows the user to choose one device to connect to. If connection is successful, the blue button will print connected, and if not, the user will get an error message. The second and third elements of my code are nearly identical and both deal with the buzzer and vibrating motor buttons on the smartphone screen. If Bluetooth connection is successful, pressing on either of the buttons will send a message to the Arduino. The messages can be either B1 for buzzer on, B0 for buzzer off, V1 for vibrating motor on, or V0 for vibrating motor off. The last part of this milestone was intertwining the MIT App Inventor code with my previous Arduino code from my first milestone. Now, I first added a set of if statements at the bottom of my previous Arduino code that would discern whether the messages being received by the Arduino are a B1 or a B0 or a V1 or a V0 and activate the buzzer or vibrating motor accordingly. Now, an issue with my first code was that the buzzer and vibrating motor would activate simultaneously because they were both under the same domain. And since I wanted to activate them separately, I had to separate the domain into 2 sections, one for the vibrating motor and one for the buzzer. Now that I had these sections separated, I gave them each an if statement, and this if statement would depend on the message received by the Arduino. So if, for example, the Arduino received a V1 message, only the section of the vibrating motor would turn on, while the section of the buzzer would stay inactive. This milestone was certainly challenging and it was not easy to do, though I'm really glad I was able to incorporate something like this into my project, and in the future I hope to turn this into a wearable device. Thanks for watching.